My name is Myron Edmonds, and I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. And to me, the biggest need in urban leadership, first thing that comes to mind when you think about an urban context, you think about a multiplicity and diversity of people groups, multiplicity and diversity of age groups. The demographics are just wide. So, man, how do you simplify the complexities of an urban context? My thing is, man, that you do development of people. I think sometimes we kind of get caught up in the complications of ministry. When Jesus made that thing real simple in his urban context, he just poured into people. And I think discipleship really is the wave of the 21st century. Discipleship in my context, I actually just came up with a definition of discipleship that's kind of new, and I've actually used it in my context. And the definition I use of discipleship is replace yourself. Replace yourself. We actually have a number of leaders in our church, and a lot of them were over the age of 40, and we just saw a need to develop people and to develop leaders. And so the theme that we've been throwing out to people is replace yourself. That's discipleship. Jesus spent 30 years to prepare for 3 years to replace himself with 12 people who were not even converted. And so, I mean, I think to me, the model is Christ. Christ simply came here and set up, not only did he die for our sins, but his ministry strategy was, I'm gonna take 12 guys from the streets and I'm gonna replace myself. These guys are gonna replace my ministry. Yeah, I think the biggest advice that I would start with first, and I know this might sound really trite and really like preacher talk, but it's not. I mean, the real deal is, I think the ministry of prayer, man, has got to be the launch pad for a clear vision for ministry. And really, I mean, when you talk about the inner city, you're talking about some serious oppressive struggles that people are going through, not to mention drugs, not to mention racism, not to mention lack of educational opportunities, poverty. So you just can't walk in and just start pitching a tent or preaching some sermons or having church services. Man, you got to start that crying out to God for a clear vision. I mean, that's what happened at Pentecost. That's how Jesus started his ministry with disciples. They all started with prayer. And so, I mean, I know that's probably not the answer that some people want, but that's really the launching pad. I think we really got to take prayer seriously. I'm not talking about having an opening prayer than having a meeting. I'm talking about having extended periods of time where we spend time really crying out to God for a word on what we should do. Then we move after we get that word. Other than that, you're just going to be reduplicating things that you've seen other people do. Got to give a shout out to my man Muta. So much love and God's blessings.